The ketchup packet exploded in Karen's meaty fist, splattering red across her pristine white blouse like a crime scene. She didn't notice she was too busy screaming at the trembling teenager behind the McDonald's counter. "You call this fast food? I've been waiting 10 minutes for a burger. You incompetent little brat." Karen's voice boomed through the restaurant, a nasal artillery strike that silenced the chatter of the lunch crowd. Her chins wobbled with righteous fury. Her eyes narrowed to slits as she leaned over the counter, jabbing a manicured finger at the cashier, whose name tag read Lila. The poor girl, barely 16, clutched the edge of the counter, her face pale as a McFlurry. It was a Tuesday in suburban Ohio, and the McDonald's on Route 17 was packed. Families munched fries, teens scrolled phones, and a harried manager darted between the fryer and the drive-thru. Karen, however, saw none of this. To her, the world was a stage for her grievances, and Lila was the unfortunate supporting actor. The issue? Her Big Mac was late, though the order had been placed exactly 7 minutes ago. To Karen, 7 minutes was an eternity, a personal affront to her self-proclaimed importance. "Do you know who I am?" Karen snapped, her voice dripping with condescension. She adjusted her oversized sunglasses atop her head, as if they were a crown. "I'm a paying customer, and I deserve respect. You're lucky I even come to this dump." Lila stammered, "Ma'am, I'm sorry. We're really busy." And busy. Karen's laugh was a sharp bark. "You're flipping burgers, not curing cancer. Get my food now, or I'll have your job." Her purse, a gaudy knockoff Louis Vuitton, slammed onto the counter, spilling receipts and a half-eaten Snickers bar. The other customers shifted uncomfortably. A man in a flannel shirt, waiting for his coffee, muttered to his wife, "Here we go again." His wife, clutching a toddler's hand, rolled her eyes but kept watching. The air thickened with tension, the kind that makes you hold your breath, waiting for the explosion. Lila's eyes glistened with unshed tears. She was new, barely a month into her first job, and Karen's tirade was a baptism by fire. "Tool check on your order," she whispered, turning toward the kitchen. "Don't you walk away from me." Karen roared, slamming her hand on the counter. A plastic tray clattered to the floor. "I want to speak to your manager. Right now." That's when Jake, a lanky 20-something with a McDonald's visor and a surprising spine, stepped in. He'd been wiping down tables, but Karen's voice had carried like a foghorn. He approached the counter, calm but firm. "Ma'am, please lower your voice. We're doing our best." Karen wheeled on him, her face a mask of outrage. "Oh, great. Another minimum wage genius. Do you know how much money I spend here? I could buy this place and fire all of you." Jake raised an eyebrow. "Ma'am, you ordered a Big Mac and a Coke. That's $6.79. Let's not get carried away." A snicker rippled through the crowd. Karen's head snapped toward the sound, her eyes scanning for the culprit. Who laughed? Who dares laugh at me? She spotted the man in flannel, now hiding a grin behind his coffee cup. "You think this is funny? I'll have you know I'm a very important person." The man shrugged. "Lady, you're yelling at a kid over a burger. It's a little funny." Karen's face turned beet red, the ketchup stain on her blouse blending in. She opened her mouth to retort, but Jake cut her off. "Ma'am, your order's ready. Please take it and go, or I'll have to ask you to leave." "Leave?" Karen's voice hit a new octave. You're refusing me service. Do you know what I can do to this place? I'll sue. I'll call corporate. That's when the phone came out. A teenage girl in a corner booth, unnoticed until now, held up her iPhone. The camera light blinking red. Smile. Karen, she said, her voice dripping with sarcasm. You're going viral. Karen froze. The word viral hit her like a slap. She spun toward the girl, her purse swinging like a wrecking ball. You're recording me. That's illegal. I'll have you arrested. The girl, unfazed, kept filming. It's a public place. Lady, keep going. This is gold. The crowd was no longer silent. Whispers turned to murmurs, then to open laughter. Karen's authority, built on bluster and entitlement, crumbled under the weight of a dozen amused stares. She grabbed her Big Mac bag, crumpled it in her fist, and stormed toward the door, but not before hurling one last insult at Lila. You're a disgrace. You'll never amount to anything. The door slammed behind her, the bell jingling mockingly. The restaurant exhaled, the tension breaking like a snapped rubber band. Lila wiped her eyes, and Jake gave her a reassuring pat on the shoulder. You did great, he said. Don't let her get to you. But the story didn't end there. Karen, fueled by indignation, peeled out of the parking lot in her SUV, already dialing the McDonald's corporate hotline. She ranted for 20 minutes, demanding firings, apologies, and free food for life. The operator, trained for such calls, promised to look into it. Karen hung up, satisfied she'd won. She was wrong. By evening, the teenage girl's video had hit X, titled, Karen Goes Nuclear at McDonald's. It racked up 10,000 views in an hour. The clip was merciless, Karen's red-faced tirade, her ketchup-stained blouse. Her wild gesture sit was a masterclass in self-inflicted humiliation. Comments poured in. This is why I hate people. Poor cashier. She didn't deserve that. Karen needs to chill. The video reached the McDonald's regional manager by 8 p.m. He recognized Karen immediately, pulled similar stunts at 3 other locations. This time, though, she'd crossed a line. The manager called the Route 17 store, confirmed the details with Jake, and made a decision. By 9 p.m., Karen's name and photo were circulated to every McDonald's in Ohio with a single instruction: do not serve. The next morning, Karen, oblivious to her newfound infamy, strutted into a McDonald's across town. She ordered her usual Big Mac, her tone as imperious as ever. The cashier, a middle-aged woman with a no-nonsense vibe, checked her tablet and shook her head. Sorry, ma'am. You're banned. Banned. Karen's voice quavered. You can't ban me. I'm a customer. Not anymore, the cashier said, pointing to a printed notice behind the counter. Karen's photo, pulled from the viral video, stared back at her. Captioned, refused service, disruptive behavior. Karen's jaw dropped. She stammered, protested, but the cashier didn't budge. A line of customers formed behind her, some recognizing her from the video. Hey, it's the McDonald's Karen, someone called. Laughter followed. Karen fled, her face burning, her SUV screeching out of the lot. Word spread fast. By noon, the video had hit 500,000 views. Local news picked it up. running a segment on entitled customers with Karen's tirade as the centerpiece. Her name wasn't public, but her face was. Neighbors whispered. Coworkers snickered. Karen, who'd always prided herself on being somebody, was now that woman. Days turned to weeks, and the ban held. Karen tried every McDonald's in a 50-mile radius. But the result was the same, a polite refusal. A pointed finger at her photo. She switched to Burger King. But even there, employees recognized her. Aren't you the lady from the video? They'd ask, smirking. Karen stopped going out for fast food altogether. Back at the Route 17 McDonald's, Lila got a raise. Jake, too. The viral video had brought a strange kind of fame to the store, with customers leaving bigger tips and kind notes for the staff. The teenage girl who filmed it. She posted a follow-up, donating her ad revenue to a local food bank. Karen's meltdown did some good. She wrote. Karen, meanwhile, sat at home, scrolling through X, watching the view count climb. Each comment was a needle, entitled much. Karma's real. Bet she's sorry now. She wasn't. Not really. Karen told herself she was the victim, that the world was unfair, that she deserved better. But deep down, in the quiet moments, she knew. She'd screamed her way into infamy, and there was no yelling her way out. The world moved on. Lila graduated high school. Jake became a manager, and the McDonald's on Route 17 kept serving Big Macs. Karen, though, she was a cautionary tale, a name whispered in lines, a face on a banned list. Her kingdom of complaints had fallen, and all it took was a phone, a video, and the truth. The end.